Seasonal affective disorder is a disorder that affects people's mental health, usually typically around the same time each year. It's typically in the winter time where the sun is, where we get the least sun. Usually it is a more heightened sense of depression. It feels like depressive symptoms. So let me just start by saying that I do know that a lot of people may feel like they suffer from this disorder, but most of the time it really is just a boundary issue. So of course at the end of the year is the time for a lot of traditional American holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, and that is a time where we come together and spend a lot of time with our families, extended families especially. And a lot of people just don't know how or when or where to set their boundaries in regards to their family. So most of the time being overexerted, you are stressed out, you have a lot of anxiousness, and that builds up and that builds up, and then it starts to feel like depression. So number one, I would recommend starting with boundaries. Set your boundaries. It is okay to tell your people, your family, like, look, I can only be here for 30 minutes. I can only be here for an hour. I can deal with this person and that person and that person, but when these people come along, I'm gonna have to leave. And by the way, you don't even have to tell them any of these things. You can just set these boundaries for yourself and honor them. You don't have to tell anybody or express yourself. You can just set these boundaries and honor them yourself. And I would recommend and encourage that you do those things. Okay, so next, if you are genuinely a person that is suffering from this disorder and you want to make a change, you have to come into an agreement with yourself that you want to make that change. You can't be straddling the fence and just going along with it, you know, becoming this person that says, oh, I have SAD, I'm sad, literally, I'm sad every single time at this time of the year, and I just accept it, and this is how it's going to be for the rest of my life. You have to come in agreement that you're ready to make a change. If you're ready to make a change, then you need to sit down and figure out what steps are the best steps to take for yourself to help you get over this, so that this is no longer a trigger for you during this time of the year. Now, once you're ready and you've come into agreement and alignment with, hey, I want to actually make a change in my life. I don't want to feel like this anymore. I want to overcome this. Then I would recommend that you start writing down your emotions. How you're actually feeling during this season, right? Don't be very, very descriptive in how you're feeling. Oh, I'm feeling very overwhelmed. I am feeling very stressed. I'm feeling anxious. I start sweating. My shoulders start feeling stiff. I start feeling a pain in my neck. Okay, be very descriptive in how you feel. And then I would also recommend writing down the times of the day. And I mean, keep a journal of when this is happening every single day. It doesn't have to be it's not like a journaling session. You can even keep these notes in your phone. But once you start feeling these things, write down, be very descriptive in how you would feel physically and emotionally, and also write down the times of the day that you're actually feeling this. Now, these are not overnight changes, so it's going to take you time to figure out the trend and the pattern of what's happening in your life. But once you find out that trend and that pattern, then you have the power to break that cycle, right? So what you're going to do is, let's say you've done this, you wrote down your emotions and the times of day, how you're feeling for a week straight, consistently every single day, however many times a day that you're feeling like that, you wrote that down. The next week, or if you want to monitor this for 2 weeks, that's fine as well, because what you're doing is research. You're researching yourself, and this is how you get to know yourself. This is how you truly get to know yourself within. What you're doing is you're researching and you're experimenting with yourself, and that's totally fine. That's a beautiful thing. Now it's time to put it together. Now it's time to analyze. Now it's time to analyze and figure out what is actually happening in my life. Once you get into this position of analyzing your life, you're able to see, hey, you know what? I feel like this at the same exact time every day. And most of the time it's at 5 o'clock when I'm on my way home, when the sun has went down. And I just feel, I just feel sad. I don't feel uplifted. I feel drained. I feel like I need a charge, you know? And you know what? I also start feeling really anxious. You know, people are driving crazy. I'm feeling really stressed about all of the traffic. And you're able to sit down and really get a big picture of what you're feeling, the times of day of you're feeling it, and now the analyzation part is you figuring out, why am I feeling like this? What is causing this? Is it the traffic? Is it the fact that the sun has gone down? You went into work when the sun was just rising, you barely got a piece of it, you barely got to recharge yourself, and now you're on your way home, you're driving, and it's completely dark. You haven't had a chance to go out and really appreciate and enjoy the sun and feel that recharging you, being able to ground yourself. You know, is it that? This is your opportunity to analyze it, and nobody can do it for you. Only you can do it for yourself. Even if you were to present this to me and give me this information, all I would do is ask you questions to help you to figure out what it is that is affecting you, because only you know you. Finally, I would recommend, now that you know the reason why you're feeling like this, I would recommend you taking these steps, the preventative measures to help to help you through it. Okay, so now you know. Every day at the same time, 5 o'clock, I feel like this. Driving home in traffic, the traffic's stressing me out, it's super dark, I haven't had a chance to recharge. Now what do I need to do? Okay, so I have a couple breaks throughout my day, and of course I have lunch. Maybe it is very cold because it's the winter time, but the sun is still shining. I need to go outside and stand in the sun and recharge, even if it's for 7 minutes, even if it's for 10 minutes, 12 minutes. Get outside and recharge yourself, because maybe you need that sunlight, that the sunlight. Okay, you guys, the sunlight, if you didn't know, get outside in that sun. Okay, recharge yourself. Also, what am I eating? What have I eaten? Okay, so I feel like this at the same time every day around 2 o'clock. So I ate breakfast. I had an apple for breakfast, but I didn't really eat lunch because I'm not a lunch person. And so I just feel so drained. I have this headache. I'm stressed out. Now I'm about to have to drive home and deal with this traffic. Okay, maybe I need to eat. Maybe I need something that's going to energize my body. Maybe I need to start taking certain types of supplements and vitamins that will give me energy when I'm feeling at my lowest peak during the day. There are so many measures that you can take, but the only way for you to get through it is when you start to analyze yourself. A lot of times doctors like to just immediately prescribe medication to help you. I don't even want to use the word help, to be honest, because really it's just to suppress those feelings. But when you suppress those feelings, you don't have the opportunity to address those feelings. I didn't mean for that to rhyme, that just did. Yeah, so when you suppress those feelings, you don't have the opportunity to address it. And when you're not addressing it, then it's just all going to build up, and it's going to be a continuous cycle. This video is for people who want to break the cycle. If you want to stay stuck, if you want to have excuses, if you want to be the person that's just like, this is my life and I'm accepting it, then I understand that's your place. But if you want to take action, if you want to do something about it, then I recommend you take some of these steps, do the research on yourself, do the experiments on yourself, and please give me feedback on if you've done this, how this has worked for you, things that you did to, tweak it a little bit. I would love the feedback.